Hey chemistry students, welcome to your tutorial on determining the number of subatomic particles, aka protons, neutrons, and electrons, with ions. Now remember, ions are atoms that have either gained or lost electrons. So there's two examples that we are going to go through today. To help guide us, I've written down our equation we used in class to find charge, or if given charge, to be able to figure out the number of electrons that we have. So let's see how we're going to use this. Our first example, calculate the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in carbon 12 with a +4. So this is a carbon ion. Right off the bat, it's a dead giveaway that it's an ion because of this charge. Okay, so now, if I want to find the number of protons for carbon, I need to go look on the periodic table and find its atomic number. Remember, the atomic number, or the number of protons, is the identifier for the atom. So carbon's atomic number and proton count is 6. If you would like, you can go ahead and fill in over here to have our proper chemical representation of our ion. So we have 6 protons. Remember, when I'm showing this chemical representation of an ion, when I want to find the number of neutrons, I simply subtract my mass number, which is protons and neutrons, and I just subtract out the protons. So 12 minus 6 equals 6, so that is my number of neutrons. Now, when I want to figure out the number of electrons, I'm going to use this equation very carefully. I was given a +4 charge. I found my number of protons, so I'm going to simply just plug in. So 6 minus, you can leave it as the electron symbol, as long as you know it's just a symbol. You can also put X, that will work too as well, equals my charge. And our charge was 4, and it was a +4, but we can just leave it as a 4. So now 6 minus what will give you 4? And our answer should be that your number of electrons is 2. So I only have 2 electrons. So in this scenario, a neutral carbon atom will have 6 protons and 6 electrons. However, this atom has lost 4 electrons, and it is now an ion. So if it's lost 4 negative electrons, it now will have this +4 charge. All right, let's move on to the second one. Calculate the number of protons, neutrons, and electrons in, this is manganese, Mn stands for manganese, 55 with a +7 charge. Okay, so as before, when I want to find the proton number, I'm going to go look for that atomic mass. And the atomic mass of manganese is 25. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. My chemical representation, it just helps me figure out the number of neutrons as well. So now with the number of neutrons, I'm going to take my mass number and subtract out my atomic number. So 55 minus 25 will give me 30. So I have 30 neutrons. Now for my number of electrons. Had my atom been neutral, I should have had 25 protons and 25 electrons. That way they balanced out to where my charge was just a 0. However, I have a charge of +7. So I'm going to use this equation, plug in, and solve for what I don't know yet. All right, so I have 25 protons minus my number of electrons equals 7. So 25 minus what will give me 7? And that number, if you plug it into your calculator, is 18. So I have 18 electrons. All right, so stay tuned for the next video, which is determining the number of subatomic particles. But the next time it will be with isotopes. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me.